Hello and welcome Internet, Malky360 here with some E3 news. I'm here to discuss Sony's E3 press conference, and today I already uploaded a live reaction to the Microsoft conference, but I decided not to do that for the Sony one, as I figured it would probably be boring to watch, as I would most likely be silent for the majority of it, which for the Microsoft one I already was. But anyway, I wanted to talk about all the announcements that came out of this conference because it was a good one. And right out of the gate, Sony let us know they weren't pulling any punches. And they showed us the first bit of gameplay, I believe anyway, for The Last Guardian, which we hadn't seen anything of since the Tokyo Game Show of 2008. And it looked very, very good. And they showed us that it was mostly a puzzle solving game, which I don't find any fault with. I like those kind of games, and that showed the various kinds of puzzles you need to complete. The three that they showed us were a part where the kid was on a broken bridge and he had to send his companion to go across and grab him, and then after that they moved to a section where he was scared of this statue or something, and so as you the player had to go and move that statue and knock it off where it was so you could progress. And then after that you had to help him climb a wall, and then once they were done with that scaling section, one of the developers came up on the stage and said he was excited, and he was literally jumping for joy over his excitement to finally announce that this game would be released next year. And then once that was done, it played the little montage of all the games and stuff, and then we got a demo of Guerrilla Games' next IP. It's called Horizon Zero Dawn. Basically what they showed off was the main character just fighting a bunch of robotic dinosaurs. That's about all I can remember from it. And then we got a new trailer for Street Fighter V. It showed off Cassie and Birdie, and they also announced the beta. I think it's supposed to be coming earlier to the PS4, I can't remember. Well, once they were done with that, we got gameplay for a new, I don't know if it's an MMO or just an RPG, but it's called No Man's Sky. And what they were showing is it seemed like it was heavy on the exploration. As he said, each star on the map was one solar system, and he said there's about 30,000 different ones in the whole game. And honestly that's not the kind of game I'd be interested in, but there's probably a lot of people who would love this kind of game. And then after that we got to see Media Molecule's new IP called Dreams, and I didn't get to see this one as my stream started lagging and I ended up missing that demo, but I can't remember if it was after this or not. A game called Firewatch was announced, and I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't paying attention to this one. But then they showed off some Destiny DLC, which I don't care about at all. And I was like, next! And then we got new Assassin's Creed. Yay! And then right after that we got to see a new Final Fantasy game, and I was like, meh. Kind of looks like one of those exploration type Final Fantasies, and I was like, not really feeling that kind of game. But then Sony pulled out the big guns. We got a Final Fantasy VII remake, which I'm honestly hyped for, as it's a game that's widely considered to be the best Final Fantasy created, and it's one I'd be very interested in playing, because I've heard so much about it. It piques my interest. And then immediately after that, I don't know if he's one of the developers for the original one, but the original two, but they announced that a Kickstarter for Shenmue 3 would go live during the conference, and they even had a countdown for it. It was pretty cool. Hold on, I'm just trying to bring up what they're currently at right now. And it basically basically, as soon as that thing went live, the Kickstarter website just went offline. And by the end of the show, they were at $50,000, and the goal was $2 million. And at the time of this recording, 11 o'clock, they are at $1.4 million with 16,000 backers. And I forgot to mention this, but there was a new Hitman announced, just simply titled Hitman, and they announced that there'd be exclusive content coming to the PS4. And then right after Shenmue, Mark Lamia came out to premiere the 4-player co-op that's going to be featured in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and it looked fun. It was definitely different for the series, because the last time they had co-op was in World at War, and it was pretty fun in that game. And it'll be nice to see it make its return in Black Ops 3. And then once that was done, Vonderhaar came up. Vonderhaar. And he showed us a new multiplayer trailer where we got to see some of the verticality in it, and it's very Titanfall-esque. It doesn't look like the way Advanced Warfare is handling the vertical movement, where it's mostly just vertical. It's more like wall running and just boost jumping. Kind of like the dash jumping in World at War. But it doesn't seem to go as far. And that's what all the YouTubers who got to play it a while ago were saying too, that the boost jump doesn't, or the boost dash doesn't go as far. Yeah. And then I can't remember if it was Vonderhaar, one of the Sony reps. I think it was the Sony rep. He announced that they've partnered with Activision for the exclusive deal for early DLC and all that. So starting with Black Ops 3, the PlayStation 4 will be getting the Call of Duty DLC early. And then after that, we just watched some Disney Infinity stuff. They showed the new Star Wars line, but the good part was after that stuff where they showed a cooperative mode in Battlefront, and where you just go around completing objectives. It's kind of like Mass Effect co-op. And then to end this whole conference off, we were treated some Uncharted 4 gameplay, and we got to see mostly just a quick shootout scene, then some parkour, just a bit of parkour where you're jumping around, hitting people and all that. And then a big armored truck came with a machine gun on it, and so Drake and his companion jumped in that, and they ended up having to, and then they just drove around and trying to get away from the truck, and that pretty much took up the majority of the demo. And then to end it off, they were trying to chase someone down. I can't remember who it was. And Nathan Drake, he hooked onto one of the trucks, and then it ended off with him just about to slam into a wall. And to be completely honest, if Nintendo doesn't bring their A game tomorrow, then Sony wins this E3. After this press conference, I seriously want to get a PlayStation 4, and I'll definitely be saving up for one, because this conference showed off so much good stuff. So, tell me what you thought of Sony's showing at this year's E3 in the comments below. And possibly leave a like and subscribe. This is Malky360. So long. Take care.
Game. The winner is
これからだ
Brawl.